It's Saturday, July 26, 2025. It's 26 degrees C out here. I'm at my outyard, as you can see, and there's a nice breeze in the trees. I don't feel much of it in here. It's quite sheltered in here, but I can see a good flurry of activity on some of these colonies. It really warms my heart. 26th of July. There's 2 boxes on a lot of these colonies. There's 1 box on a lot of them. So honey flow has been pretty abysmal this year. But I'm out here just to check up on this yard. I've got a lot of comb honey frames going in here, and in order to draw those optimally, they take a lot of shuffling around just to keep the bees on script with those things. So I'm here to mostly do that. There's a couple here, these 2 in particular, I think, have no queen excluders because I put the 2nd box on there, and then I left the queen excluder out just so that she could expand a little, and then I'll go in likely today, and there should be some brood in there now, and I'll shake those bees down. I'll make sure the queen is in the bottom box, really is the point. Put my queen excluder in there and let them go at it. So I need to see how the honey flow is going. The bees are coming and going this direction, of course. There's trees on 3 sides, so they kind of have to go that direction. And we'll get to it, and we'll see what's going on. All right, let's start with this one. This is my gold star colony. Let's see what's going on. Now, of course, there's a mixture of comb frames and drawn comb in here. Comb frames, I mean cut comb or comb honey. And that's a drawn frame, and they're putting nectar in that. And they're filling that up nicely as well. So this was one that I had put in the bottom brood chamber to get drawn up to get them started on it, and of course she laid some eggs in it. So that's not going to make the best comb honey overall. I can probably cut it in sections though. That's another drawn one they're filling up. So they drew out that wax a bit, but other than that, they're not touching that. I suspect my flow might be coming to an end. There's some nice nectar in that one. Same here. I had them draw that in the brood chamber, and they've filled it with some eggs, but this will still make, if they can fill this up and cap it, that'll still make some comb honey sections. And it's beautiful brood. I love to see the brood in the new comb. It's a warm day. Boy, that sun is warm on my back. I do want to check the next box down. I might get some comb honey out of this yet. I sure hope I do. I was almost skunked last year. So there's a brood frame I'd moved up, and they're fully backfilling that with nectar as it emerges. Nice comb honey frame there. And fill that up and cap it, and it'll make a nice section. And this one looks really nice too. It's not quite finished here, but hopefully they'll have enough flow to finish it off. Now, I feel like I should check the brood chamber and make sure they're not plugging out. They shouldn't be, they have space in the honey supers. I didn't start my smoker yet. I often don't have to, but sometimes I do. That's just a honey frame. This is the comb honey frame that I left in here, and they filled it with drones, so I thought I'll just let them have it. So it's kind of a reverse story frame, really. That is packed right out with pollen. Wow. There's the queen. I don't know if you can see her, I can't point to her. Nice brood frame. Sorry I'm casting such a shadow. Got a lot of these to look at, so I can't take too much time. They're bringing in a lot of pollen, so they've been backfilling the brood nest. Oh yeah, this is a new one we put in when Corey was here. She's all finished laying that up. Beautiful, beautiful job. That's a slab. That's a slab on that side. A hard time showing you that stuff. Okay. Here's a second we added. Well, that sun is intense. It's humid. It's very humid. Here's a second we added. Not much in it. I was hoping she'd lay in it. They're just filling it with honey, really. If she lays in it, that gives them lots of encouragement to come through that queen excluder. I'm going to leave it as is. It's okay if she lays in it up until, say, I'm going to say like about the 5th of August, because if I can put a queen excluder in about that time, there's still 3 weeks for the brood to emerge, clear it out. I want to see this one. This is a medium of mostly drawn comb. I have an appointment, I think it's the 12th of August, with a daycare center that I've been working with. And they want me to bring my observation hive, show the kids. And the difficulty with my observation hive is it's 2 deeps and a medium. So to get the full effect, I really need to bring a medium of honey. And this is kind of going to be a medium of honey, but it's a dark old brood stained frame, so I'm hoping that I'll get a nice looking one. If not, I'll take it, I suppose. So it's a nicer one. They're filling that. If it's not capped, that's okay. Filling this one too. So I'll get one. I'll get something I can use. This is a foundationless, so they're making me some comb honey here. That's nice. I'll put these in the middle. This is another one, but it's empty yet. There's another one they started on. I just want to check the comb honey frames to make sure they're not cross combing, making a real mess. See, this is a bit of a difficulty because they're drawing this out thicker at the top. I like this system so far. This one's a mess. Oh, they've connected at both sides. Oh no. Yeah, they're starting to overlap that. It's not what I want. The difficulty is I often need to take frames out, space them out a bit. What do I do with the frames? If I can find it empty somewhere else, I could slide it in there. I'll have to live with that. Well, I've gone through them all, and I got through about 3 of them and I was ready to quit. It's humid and the sun is extremely hot, very, very hot sun, and I'm getting soft and old. Now, I think if I was just doing honey frames, I would probably put a box on most of these. But because I'm doing comb honey, I need to keep them tight and keep them encouraged to draw comb instead of just fill the honeycomb that's existing. So, but things are going well in that regard. But, you know, 26th of July and my best colonies have 2 boxes of honey on them. You know, often by now I think I'll have 3 or 4, especially this yard. But it is what it is, right? But I'll get the comb honey. I think I'll get some comb honey out of this. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. There's a lot of frustration because as much as you try, they often do it wrong. But you know, on a good year, I'll get a good comb honey crop, and it sells well, and it sells for a good price for me. So I appreciate that, and I also appreciate you. I appreciate you watching. We'll pick up again when there's something more interesting to see. I have to go through the mating nucs at home again, and we'll see what the honey producers there are doing. I don't think they're doing very much, but we'll see. Okay, take care and have fun. It's Monday, July 28, 2025. Yesterday, I had planned to do this work yesterday, but I guess somebody of a higher power was telling me to kind of take more of the day off. I did a little bit of work, but I was trying to do some outdoor work, and it started to rain, and it rained much of the midday. We got about 1.5 inches of rain here, which is very welcome. I'm not sure what's happening with my honey flow right now. It seems to have really picked up this past week, so I'm not sure if that's going to last too much longer. It's always a It's always an unknown here because I don't just have a nice big canola field that I can see blooming. There's a huge variety of flowers blooming around here, and some are going to seed now and some are still blossoming. So it's always really hard to tell. One thing I've always thought that I'd like to do, and this is just a kind of a winter project that never gets done, is to build a couple of bottom boards for my hives that have integrated weigh scales in them. And I've kind of decided to use the weigh scale the broodminder sells. They have a couple different options there, but I'd like to build that in so that I can come by and look at the weight trend in those to see if honey is coming in. And I mean nectar, right? See if nectar's coming in, or see if they're actually consuming the honey and nectar that's in the hive. But I've never done that. So I need to do that in the winter one year. But right now, something else. I got to take care of these mating nucs. You can see that there are more and more of these polystyrene boxes appearing here. And I did a few of them on Saturday. It was hot and humid Saturday. I couldn't work out here very long. I just don't have the stamina for that kind of heat. And I realized I need to keep going at that. And I started digging out the comb yesterday when the rain started, so I couldn't continue. But I've got a box of comb out there now, or a skid of comb out there that I can put in these 6s, because of course I need to add 2 frames to each one. They're in 4s and they need to go with 6s. I could swap out some of the heavy feed frames that they don't need right now and put more empties than just 2 in there. But that's what I'm going to do. I've got my round 6s at the end here. These are the last round of grafting, and I've got a few check marks. I can see some of them have no check marks, which doesn't mean no check mark at this point kind of means unknown. And if they're not mated by now, then they need to be shaken out or combined somewhere or something like that. They won't have any brood, I don't think, by this point if they haven't mated. So I have seen some of them start to lay laying workers. So I just shake those out and they can, fly amongst the apiary and find a new home. All right, I need to get at this and make some tracks. Some of these are starting to plug out, so I gotta get at this. I'm trying a wide shot for this. Hopefully it works for you. Okay, so I've got this one marked queenless. I may have stole the queen for somewhere else. So it's time to address this. It's just a little tiny cluster here. It's just bees. Yeah, they're laying some drones now. They'll just get shaken out. I can reuse the frames. I'm going to take them just, a couple yards away, just so they don't just find their way back to this box right away. And I'll take the box away so whatever is here doesn't look like home. Now that one's going to look like home, but we'll address that. So as anticipated, we've got flying bees returning, and since there's no home here, now they're flying to this entrance. That's fine. I'm gonna reduce this down to just 1 bee size, just so they can regulate the influx of bees. It's not a bad little colony, so they should be okay. Well, that's laying workers too, or at least a drone layer. Yeah, this one's no good. Okay, well, take that one out too. Had a check mark on it. It's kind of weird. Oh, wow. That is really packed out. This is where my frame gripper gadget really comes in handy. But it's not close by, so I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Start building comb and storing honey on the top. There's a story frame, and they're laid it up with drones already. See, it's all full of drones on this side, which for a nuke to lay drones is, they don't normally, small colony doesn't normally lay drones, but this one is pretty robust. Got cups going here. I'd like to see the queen, and there she is. She's a modestly sized black queen. Looks like she's got the idea, knows her job. Some pretty good brood frames. There's a lot of pollen which interrupts the I think she's okay, you know. I'll take a chance on her. So I'm putting an empty in the second position on each side. Drawn comb. This is all feed. It's really heavy. I'm glad I saw the queen, because this is a little bit of a dicey operation to get this in here. Okay. So there's not tons of space in these, and if the honey flow is still on, we have to watch these and give them more space as required, which is going to mean checking them every couple of days, I think. Well, this little guy, I can predict as soon as I touch it, you know, I can lift that with the lid. So I know what's going on in there. They've glued that lid down. That means they're strong. This one's not crazy strong, but it definitely should be transferred. I'll just move it back. There's the queen. Again, she's longer than the last one. A black queen. And, you know, none of these are guaranteed yet as far as, like, I think they'll survive, but whether or not I like them, I have to give them a chance to really develop a pattern before I'm sold on them. Oh yeah, she's laid up that last frame even. Fairly nice pattern there. Okay, that's nice. I like to leave the box next to the entrance, just as a way for them to kind of crawl back in if they're not flying. Okay, drone, you go away. This is another, it's not huge, but definitely strong enough to transfer. So again, I'll move it back over here. I did a lot of transfers last summer And I decided that I needed to find a better way because, boy, I spent a lot of time and it's exhausting. There's a lot of walking involved. There's a lot of, back work involved. A lot of time, which, we don't have that much time. There, she's laid that up. There's the queen. She's kind of a root beer queen. She's moderate length, but she's a little fatter. She's starting to get a pattern going here. Very nice. Now this one, I had taken the queen out, or I had consolidated, because there's a queen cage here. I think I only did that a week ago. I don't think I'm going to disturb that at this point. They're okay for space, so I'll leave them alone. Okay, that's stuck down, so I would expect it should be transferred. And by the sound of it, oh my goodness. Oh, I hate it when they get that far. It's just so hard to deal with. All right, maybe get a poly in the middle there. Oh my goodness, there's honey everywhere. And it's so heavy. Oh my goodness, it's heavy. Only 4 frames. You gotta be really careful because the queen is going to be on one of those 4 frames. And she is laying like a trooper. Wow. Now, I'm going to try to transfer these next 2 together. Because when I separate them, that honey gets everywhere. I like to see if I can find the queen and keep her safe. See what kind of pattern she's got, but I'll forego that this time. She's got this laid up here, and she's got this whole thing pretty much laid up. So, okay. I need to shake these bees in, but if I do that, they just go right into that honey. Better keep an eye on this one. I'm gonna try to shake these bees down here on the ground, because there's a lot of bees in the box still. And hopefully they march in. They should, they normally do. Yeah, she was laying in that too. I just yanked it. Okay. Hopefully I didn't mash the queen, because this was a total problem. Oh dear. Same old story every year. Oh man, she has laid that up. These little fours, you know, they plug along, and then suddenly, boom, they're all plugged out. Once a flow hits, they're just inundated immediately. It always happens to me every year. I'm not watching, you know, I'm not watching, and suddenly, boom, I'm behind. Trying to get my thumb in there, and I get stung right on the end of the thumb. Son of a gun, right under the nail. Ouch. Okay. Sure like to see the queen. It's just a real high possibility that I'm going to mash a queen doing this. Ouch. Wow. Right in the end of the thumb, right under, just about under the nail. That really stings. Here's a little lesson. Sometimes your smoker isn't doing well because it's kind of gone out, but it needs some air. If you got the fuel nice and packed like you should have, it won't have enough air. Stick the hive tool down the side and kind of make a little chimney, and that'll allow you to get a good fire going in the bottom. And then once you do, you can repack the fuel. If the fuel's too loose, it'll burn too fast. If too tight, it'll burn too slow. It might go out. Okay, I definitely need more bricks. Okay, see what's going on here? I think they're getting the idea. Marching in the front door. We gotta move to the next pallet. I've only got 5 poly boxes left. And by the feel of this one, it needs to go as well. Yep. Invariably spider web in there. I might have a new beekeeper wondering, how can you move the, or change the box? Change the hive. The hive is the house. The colony is the bees. The question might be, the bees have that orientation flight. They get an idea of what that house looks like from the outside. And you're absolutely right, they do. There's the queen right on the outside of that frame. Yikes. That's what you always hope is not the case, because that's the tough one. But as far as I know, this is my impression of how this works. The bees, that's a pretty good queen too, I would say. Wow. Wow, she's going after it. The bees have 3 ways they know that's their home. They know what it looks like from the outside. And these are just the flying bees. The house bees have never been outside, so they don't know what it looks like. Yeah, she's all right. She's okay. She'll get a pass. So the flying bees know what it, and I'm talking specifically about the flying bees because all the house bees are going with it, right? They don't have to know how to get back. So they know what it looks like. They also know what it smells like. And they also know where it is. I'm changing one of those three things. I'm changing what it looks like. They'll still smell it. They'll recognize the smell. And they can still find it in space. So therefore, they have a very good chance of making it home again. And this one was on the side, so I'm going to move it right over to the side. So if you move a hive, like they say, 3 feet, then you've changed one of those three things. They can still smell it from 3 feet away, and they know what it looks like. But now it's a little bit different spot. They'll still find it. We're getting into colonies that are not as old. This is round 5s. Because I'm running short on boxes, I'm going to leave this one. This one here is around 4. It's getting there. I'll transfer that one. Well, I see a couple of bald-faced hornets and yellow jackets flying around. It's that season again. And lots of different colors of pollen. Deep orange and medium yellow. Just speaks to the diversity of my forage in this area. This one will fill up, but it won't fill up as fast. There's the queen. Nice sized black one. Not a huge one, but definitely nice size. Those black queens, I don't know, I like the look of the black ones. If I can't take the lid off, that usually means I have to transfer it. Boy, oh boy, do I ever need to transfer that. Oh man, it feels like this one needs it too. It's so heavy. Oh goodness. The frames were a little off center here and they've combed up that far side. It just makes this a whole lot more dangerous. There's brood there. See that? It's another one that's doing okay. Oh, this is a mess. There's too much space there. Okay, she's got that laid up. Eggs and larvae in there. I just have to be careful. This one I have to let them just walk in the front door because there's too much comb. Oh, but there's the queen. Oh my goodness. Now I have to catch the queen. She's way down in here. She's coming up. There she goes. Just a snatch and grab. So that's good. See the queen. I know that she's in the box. And I think this one needs to go as well. It's not as critical, but yes. See Yellow Jacket there, he's flirting with danger from me and the bees. Boy, almost got the hive tool twice. This one's not as far along, but she's doing a good job. So she'll enjoy the extra space. So this one wasn't quite ready. Well, I could. It could tolerate being transferred, but it's not as far along. And I only have one box left. Okay, that's well, that's it for that process. But now I need to. There's a few here I think are queenless and laying workers from some manipulations I did earlier. So I need to shake those out, and I can recover a couple more of these poly boxes that way. I've got 11 more boxes than I have bottom boards. So I'm not sure if I can rectify that, if I can reconcile getting 11 of these Paradise bottom boards. I don't know. I'd have to count the lids as well. I see spare lids here, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it looks like I'm short 3 lids and 11 bottoms. All right, well, I have to shake out some of these queenless ones, these laying workers and whatnot. So that's a bit of a pain to take them out, just shake them out, put the equipment away. And as you can see, as is normal, I get a big mess here. I have to sort that and put it away. So it's just housekeeping now. And yeah, and then, you know, I got to do some other stuff. What I have to do is I need to get my Sertan out, and I need to spray the combs that I saved from this spring. I don't know that I'll be using them much. They might have to sit another season, but the wax moths are starting to get in them as is usual. Those wax moths, boy, there's one thing I hate about beekeeping is wax moths, but I don't deal with hive beetles, so, you know, if I dealt with hive beetles, maybe I'd hate that more. I think I would. But boy, I hate wax moths. They cause so much work and destruction, even at that. All right, and my back is sore and I'm tired, and you can see I'm soaking wet. It's not that warm out here, and it's overcast. It's about 22, but it's very high humidity because of the rain yesterday. And so, you know, an old fat guy like me, you sweat a lot. All right, I'll leave you with that. Thanks for joining me for this. You take care and have fun.